Hey YouTube, Gear Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Cardfight Vanguard Chronojet Gear Chronicle V Premium deck profile for Posts, the Clan Selection Volume 2. With this support for the V Premium format, we were given new cards for the Gear Chronicle deck, especially Chronojet Dragon's focused deck, including the new Interdimensional Dragon, Chronos Command Dragon. This is a deck that definitely focuses on sort of like a time leap variant, calling out different grades, and using the power of Chronos Command Dragon and all the other different grade 4s to ride on top of Chronojet Dragon as if you were striding with the deck, but for V Premium format. I always like updating my favorite decks from this format. I don't do the deck profiles as often on the channel anymore, but like I said, whenever I get the new support, I definitely do want to update the deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the grade 4s. For the new grade 4, I'm running 2 of the new Interdimensional Dragon, Chronos Command Dragon. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and discard a card from your hand. Put all of your rear guards on the bottom of your deck in any order. Look at the same card, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck, and choose any number of cards from among them. Call them to rear and shuffle your deck. And on Vanguard, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, your opponent puts all of their rear guards on the bottom of their deck in any order. So this is really, I would say, like the original Chronos Command Dragon, having that pressure, but also an added plus, being able to then give you additional rear guards by setting up more of your own field, since you put all of your own rear guards back onto the bottom of the deck, giving you resources to hit against your opponent. Let's say your opponent just wipes out your board, or you just don't have many resources left to use, and just for the cost of a Counterblast and a Soul Blast and just 1 card in your hand, you make up for all that with this card. You really only need the 2 though. I feel like with Chronojet, it's plenty enough to use, but our added backup grade 4, still the very, very powerful Chrono Dragon next stage at the end of the battle that attack to grade 3 or greater Vanguard. If your soul has Chronojet, discard 2 cards from your hand, retire this unit, ride a Chronojet Dragon from your soul as stand, and until the end of that turn it gets plus 15,000 power and you cannot ride. So with it you have this pressure card being like just the original Chrono Dragon next stage, having the attack, then being able to call out Chronojet Dragon from underneath it for an additional attack. If you have your imaginary gift force, it's all the better, since you have added numbers not just for Chrono Dragon next stage, but also for Chronojet Dragon. And lastly, for the grade 4s, just the 1 Interdimensional Dragon, Time Leaper Dragon. When it attacks a Vanguard, you put a rear guard on the bottom of your deck, and then search your deck for up to 1 grade equal to the card put on the bottom of your deck for this card's grade cost, +1, and call it to rear. Shuffle your deck, and it gets plus 10,000 till end of turn. So this gives you more of a multiple attack option with your cards, where you can have your play set up with Chronos Command for the units you can recover with it, and then Vanguard pressure with Chrono Dragon next stage. You can rely on Time Leaper Dragon just as an added option for multiple attacks and calling out better cards to the rear guard to use. Moving on now to the grade 3s. The only grade 3 we run is our main go-to grade 3, which is Chronojet Dragon. With this card on Vanguard, you discard 1 or more cards with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater from your hand. Search your deck for up to 1. Grade 4, ride it as stand, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn, retire that unit and ride a grade 3 from your soul as rest. When you ride that grade 3, you also get the imaginary gift force, so it's so you can keep Chronojet Dragon on your Vanguard circle and not really have to use multiple ones for it, because you're just going to be re-riding Chronojet each turn. So you can use the additional Chronojets you have in your hand for the discard costs for then riding into your grade 4. That's why I'm fine running the additional numbers of these cards, because you want to have multiple numbers of next stage, so you can at least, go into this card multiple turns, and they're all searchable with Chronojet, so you don't really need many numbers unless you specifically need to go into it. Moving on now to the grade 2s, I run 4 Smoke Gear Dragon. When this card attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 5,000 power. And also, if you have a grade 4, you can Soul Blast 1 to draw a card. It's great pressure, because also, if your Vanguard's Chronojet Dragon, when you would discard a card from your hand, you may discard this card as a grade 3, being the cost needed once again for riding into your grade 4. But the pressure of 5,000 means you can hit for 15,000 against an opponent's Vanguard solely with this card, and also have draw power in the form of cards you build up in your soul. I'm also running 4 of the Steam Mechanic Naboo. This is an older card for Gear Chronicle in V Premium format, but still, I really do like it with the setup for Chronos Command Dragon. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you bind a card from your drop zone. Your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from their hand till the end of that battle. So also, and at the end of that battle, you put this unit into your soul and draw a card. So you can provide soul power for your Smoke Gear Dragon, or even your Chronos Command Dragon needing the Counterblast and Soul Blast continually for this card, making up for the rear guards you can then call with that card additionally, and setting up more draw and hand cards to guard with. I also run, to finish off the grade 2s, 2 of the Steam Knight Calibum on rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, you counterblast 1 and bind this unit. Choose any player's rear guards and put them on the bottom of your deck. If a grade 2 or greater card was put on the bottom of the deck, choose up to 1 normal unit from your drop zone equal to the card's grade -1 and put it into your hand. If a grade 1 or less card was put on the bottom of the deck, you draw a card and countercharge 1. It's once again a setup card that you can easily make use of, calling it out with either Chronos Command Dragon or even making use of it with Time Leaper Dragon. I only run 2 though. Once again, this card can easily be set up onto the field for you to use for all your different plays. It's more here as a resource to also get rid of your opponent's cards and provide you with a countercharge and draw. Moving on now to the grade 1s for more search power. For Chronojet Dragon, I run 4 of the Lost Gear Dog 8. On Vanguard or Rearguard, when placed from your hand, you reveal a grade 3 or greater card from your hand. Search your deck for up to 1 grade 3, reveal it, put into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And if you put a card, choose 1 or more cards with the sum of their grade being 3 or greater from your hand, and discard them. And from the hand, if it would be discarded, you may be discarding it as a grade 3. So this card is meant to be the search option for your Chronojet Dragon in case you have, some of the 4s in your hand. Being able to discard them for the cost of this card's search, then giving you the grade 3 needed, because it's the only grade 3 you run in the deck, and you need it as that search target. I also run 4 of the Steam Maiden Ribble. When this card is discarded from your hand during your turn, you Soul Blast 1, call this card to rear, and it gets plus 5,000 till end of turn. Then put a normal unit from your drop zone on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. This is recycle power for those grade 3s we just spoke of, that if you have to discard them, or if you open up early game, or even damage check them and then heal them, you can at least recycle them and have multiple ways to keep going into your grade 4s using your Steam Maiden Ribble. And if you were to discard it for any of your cards like Chronos Command Dragon or Chrono Dragon Next Stage, you at least have ways to call this card back out onto the rear guard with a power plus. And then for the lower numbers for the grade 1s, I also run 2 Chronotooth Tiger. On Vanguard, at the beginning of your ride phase, you draw a card. And when this unit is discarded from your hand during your turn, you can counterblast 1, draw a card, and call it to rear as rest. So it's not as strong as Ribble, I would say, but still a great option because it is a Vanguard target for a draw. So if you open it up like that, giving you a rested rear guard means you can just always restand it during your next turn and use as an additional booster. With the last of the grade 1s for the deck being 2 of the new Steam Scara GG. When this unit card is discarded from the hand during your turn, you may call this card to rest to rearguard as rest, and it also doesn't require a counterblast. And also on rearguard, when a grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, you can Soul Blast 1, retire this unit, draw a card, choose one of your Vanguards, it gets plus 5,000 to end of battle. Just being that additional 5,000 can definitely come in handy. Giving you a draw makes up for this card also for the option of if it does get called as rest, it's still a usable grade 1 in the form of its second skill. And that is it for the grade 1s. Our starter is Chronodron. It's just the standard starter. When rode upon, draw a card. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 1 or greater, put a quick shield into your hand. And I say it's most fitting with the Chronojet Dragon deck, obviously. Moving on now to the triggers. We're running 4 of the new heal trigger, which is Time Tracking Dragon. When this unit is put on the guard circle from hand, if you did not ride a grade 3 or greater this fight, you perform one of the following. You perform one of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. Choose one of your opponent's units. It gets critical -2 until the end of that battle. And when this unit is placed on rear from hand, if your damage has no cards, put the top card of your deck in your damage. It's just a way for you to get some resources if you did not have a grade 3 or greater unit this fight. So with that ride being more of a card to make up for the fact that in this format we don't have a ride deck, it's more of a defensive card to utilize against your opponent. For the rest of the triggers, we're also running 8 criticals, so 4 of the Steam Bomber de Gaulle, and also 4 Resium Key Draco Kid. More pressure with your Vanguard, especially next stage, being able to attack multiple times. And lastly, the Sentinel, and also our draw trigger spot is Steam Guard Castilla. Just once again, draw triggers and Sentinels are shared by the same thing, and I prefer the draw trigger over the critical Sentinel in this deck just for a more guaranteed block of our opponent's attacks. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like I said, with the clan selection, I'm not doing too many deck updates from the set, but if there are any decks that definitely interested me and I got support for them, I'll definitely be updating them on the channel for V Premium format, so look forward to it. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.